Right now, King County health officials are answering questions about the possible hantavirus exposure. Let's listen in.
I'm here to provide you with an update on some recent developments in King County. Washington State Department of Health and CDC informed us on Sunday, May 10th of 2 King County residents who were exposed to the hantavirus linked to the international cruise ship that many of you have heard about in the news. Yesterday, we were able to confirm that the individuals were potentially exposed. Our 2 residents were not on the cruise ship, but they were sitting near an ill cruise ship passenger who was removed from a flight before takeoff in South Africa. The individuals are currently feeling well and they are undergoing symptom monitoring, which includes daily temperature checks and regular communication with our public health team. Even though they were identified as contacts, they are not considered contagious because they currently do not have symptoms. We are checking in with them regularly. In addition, yesterday, May 11th, we were informed about a 3rd King County resident who was a passenger on the MV Hondius cruise ship. This resident is also feeling well and is being monitored for symptoms along with other American passengers at the National Quarantine Center at the University of Nebraska Medical Center. We do not know at this time when they will return to King County. I want to reiterate that there are currently no cases of the virus in King County, and the risk to the public remains low. Hantavirus is rare, but can cause severe illness. It primarily spreads from contact with rodents, especially when people are exposed to their urine, droppings, and saliva. The type of hantavirus found in the United States does not spread from person to person. But the kind of hantavirus that spread on the cruise ship, known as Andes virus, can spread person to person through prolonged close contact. That's why we're monitoring the travelers who returned. This is a deadly virus, so I can certainly understand why it may be a fear-inducing situation. And I know for many of us, it may bring back memories from the COVID-19 pandemic. But it's also quite different than what happened with COVID-19. When COVID-19 emerged, it was a novel virus, one that had not been seen before, and there was so much we did not know. In contrast, we have decades of information about hantavirus since disease surveillance began in the 1990s. We are continuing to work with the Washington Department of Health and CDC to monitor the situation. I will stop there and welcome any questions.
Thank you so much, Dr. V. If you can raise your hand and then you can come on off mute. And please introduce yourself and your news outlet. That would be helpful. So yes, we can start with Elise Takahama. If you can come off mute and go ahead and ask your question.
Hey y'all, this is Elise from the Seattle Times. Thanks so much for doing this. Wondering if Dr. Valenciano, you can speak about what measures are in place specifically to the residents who are possibly exposed. Do they have to isolate for a certain amount of time? And can you elaborate on what you mean by public health monitoring these residents?
Absolutely. So the 2 individuals are very cooperative and they're following our public health protocols. This includes limiting any activities outside of the home to those that are essential and wearing a well-fitting respirator or mask when they do. The protocols include daily temperature checks, assessment for any symptoms consistent with hantavirus, and responding to public health monitoring on a daily basis. And the individuals from the flight will be monitored through their full exposure period through June 6, 2026. The individual who was on the cruise ship will be monitored for a longer period of time, but we don't know quite yet because we're not sure when they will return to King County or whether they will stay at the Nebraska facility.
Well, you have been right now listening to King County public health officials on the 3 King County residents who are being monitored for potential hantavirus exposure. We're going to continue streaming this for you. You can continue to watch that right now on our King 5 app.